Sadie here, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to be doing a scrapbook layout with this photo. It is my stuff leftovers from lasering, and I've got a couple products, so let's see what I can do. Alright guys, so I went ahead and cut that frame off of Bless This Mess. It's just a little bit large for what I have in store for this layout. This is the first layout, I think, in a long time that I haven't used a kit for, besides yesterday's layout for the wine advent calendar. So don't worry, the never-ending kit is still never-ending. I just am halfway through rebuilding it and just didn't feel like doing it today. Had the day off of work. Hopefully you can hear that my congestion has gone down so much. The antibiotics are working. Lots of junk just coming out. Like that infection is just coming out now, right? So yucky. Probably more information than you want it to have. But what happened this morning was I cleaned off my desk and did some business type stuff that I had to take care of. And then I was like, oh Lord, I'm exhausted. So I went downstairs and ate something and fell asleep. So I had planned on finishing rebuilding the kit today, but it just did not happen. I've got a couple of different papers. I've got Simple Stories, I got some Echo Park, I got some Pink Fresh. I end up not even using that Echo Park pink paper. I was going to use it to matte the photos, but for some reason I just wasn't feeling it. When I pulled it out, I was feeling it, right? Like I was definitely feeling like all of these things could work together, and they definitely could. But once the layout actually started coming together, I was like, no, I'm not feeling this whatsoever. So I do go and get other papers to do that. I did distress the Bless This Mess a little bit, just because I figured it would be okay. You know, mess, distressed edge, it all worked out in my head. I'm going to place the photo of the stencil aftermath from the laser. So what happens is I laser the stencil, right? I pull it out. Obviously, the bits that the laser bits come out, and it's just like glitter, you guys. It gets everywhere. It gets everywhere. So there's lasery bits like on the laser, in the laser, around the laser, on the floor, in the trash can, on me. Like they stick everywhere. And this was the lasering that I was doing before we moved. So there was a lot of lasering. I did 2 months of stencils. It was just a lot of lasering, right? And it's a pretty huge pile. You can't exactly tell from the photo that it's a huge pile of mylar material, which is what I cut my stencils out of, but it's a lot, right? So I am using these Echo Park I'd Rather Be Crafting products. Interesting, the chipboard accents are the same exact sticker sheet, right? So they just took that and put it on top of the chipboard as well. And that's okay. Obviously, I've used a lot on both of them. And I'm just trying to figure out which ones I want to use. Now, the sticker sheet, those border stickers are actually 12 by 12. On the chipboard, they are not 12 by 12. So I originally had the idea of using that diagonal stripe chipboard up at the top so that I could have a bold burst of color on either side. But when I realized that it wouldn't go all the way across the page, I decided to tear that floral paper instead, and then I tucked that ruler up there. Now, I get it. This is a dressmaker form, right? Like, this is stenciling. But to me, it's all some sort of crafting, so, and it's cute. So it's all going together. And then I've got to figure out how I'm going to decorate it, right? Like, honestly, you guys, I don't feel like going through all of the scrapbooking stuff to find something. So I figure I am just going to use what is handy. I've got my floral boxes handy, and that's what's going to happen. Going to pop this up on some fun foam because this is going to be a pretty basic layout. There's no mixed media. There's no fussy cutting. There's no detail work in it, right? Like the most detailed thing I did was distress those edges on the thing that says bless this mess. And then I do need to add more journaling. I only added a line of journaling. I think I said something about aftermath of lasering, something like that. But I do want to specifically talk about how this is the last run of the laser before we moved from California to Washington. And I took a picture of that crafter math, right? Is it really crafter math since I wasn't really crafting? Was I crafting? I don't know. I don't know if I can consider when I laser crafting. Would you consider lasering crafting? Let me know in the comments down below. So I am going to put some florals around here. That little chipboard up at the top says the answer is crafting, no matter what the question is, something along those lines. And I'm going to use these little vellum paisley bits as kind of just a little extra layer of decoration underneath of the flowers. I forget where they came from. I'm not a big, I'm not going to use paisleys as decoration, but more as a layering bit. So that's what we're doing right here. I am going to find a variety of flowers that I think work well with this. And then I'm just going to figure out where they're going to go and place them down. That flower ends up moving. I end up putting over it with the crafting saying instead, and using a little bit of larger flower on bless this mess. So that is what is going on there. It is summer's almost over, you guys. Like, I'm seeing like kids are going back to school. It's crazy. I don't even feel like summer has been here a long time. Summer's weird here. It's not summer as to what I'm used to. It's not even really summer like what I would be used to on the East Coast. I feel like I'm just waiting for summer to start here, and then it's fall. But it is what it is, right? So we're going to go ahead and also add in this little flare that says love this. And then what I'm going to do is take some fun foam, because the flare has no back on it, and I don't know if it's because I ripped it out, which I probably ripped it out. I don't think the flare came without a back. I'm just going to do 2 layers of fun foam and tuck that in. And then once that gets in there, I am going to call this layout finished. Now, I could have added some enamel dots or a little bit of something like that. But like I said, this is a pretty simple layout. This will go in the Scrapping Reflections album. I am going to get that one little line of journaling on there, but more is going to have to go. And then you guys, that is going to do it for this layout. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys again real soon for another video.